everyone, Ray the Dashing Womble here. As you can see, I'm back in my normal YouTube studio. Well, the van. As if you've seen any of my videos lately, most of them have been in the hospital, but I did escape finally. I haven't done too much in the way of videos this week. I do have one, well, I actually have two to go up. One was I filmed the other day when I was driving along after the big storm that we had in the area on Friday, I think that was. Anyhow, I'd slept through most of that. And apparently there was one today as well. And I didn't even hear that one. My wife said it got very loud. And by the time we came out this afternoon to the van, it was covered in all sorts of stuff. But anyway, I hadn't even heard that one. So, getting back to my normal self, thankfully. I will say before I carry on, thank you to B tonight, B of Gig Money Madness. My wife and I, we stopped to watch. I'd said to B, because she was going to do her first live video show tonight. And I'd said to her a few days ago on the chat thing that, you know, I'll definitely be there. And we were out at the time. I'd gotten out late, and but we stopped over at the Quick Trip over on Whitechapel Road, and I switched it all on, and we waited for it, and yeah, it was fun. She first thought that she was only going to be on half an hour or 45 minutes, but went on a bit longer than that. But you know what? She had such a great turnout of people on there for her first show, for her first live show. And as I said, my wife and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you for that, B. And we hope to see many more of those. And I'd like to she's got like a 2,000 or more following on subscribers on her channel. But it's a lot easier on those if you go on a live show, and there's still a lot of people on there. I think like it got up to about 70 people or something, or people that were watching at one stage. And maybe more, I'm not sure, I didn't look at the count all the time. But it was a great turnout. It was a great turnout. People were talking, asking questions, and telling about themselves, etc. It was great. I mean, it was interactive. B was able to keep up with all the questions, etc., or comments that were coming in. So it was really good. It really was good. At some stage, I'd like to do a live show, but apparently I can do it, but according to YouTube, but I'm not sure I'm at that stage just yet. But I'd like to get up to a lot more subscribers, so if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Thumbs up too, and hopefully we can all have a laugh along the way and learn something too. Yeah, anyway, yeah, thank you, B. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And if you haven't already, going on to a couple other YouTube channels, there's several other content creators out there that are really good, that I enjoy watching. I mean, you've got Dashing Grandpa. Dashing Grandpa, I really like to watch him. He's on a Thursday night most of every week at 9 o'clock. And he's down in Wichita Falls in Texas. And always great to interact with him on his channel, on his live shows. The other ones that I'll talk about I don't believe have live shows, but I correct me if I'm wrong. You got Bomb City Dashing down in Amarillo, Texas. You got small town dashers. Why can't I get that out? Up in York in Nebraska. There's Dashing Across America. I believe he's out in Georgia, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And there's several others I know. Of course, everybody knows Pedro DoorDash Santiago, who's doing the gig conference again this year. We went to last year's one out in St. Louis, Missouri, excuse me. That was very good. We got to meet Pedro himself, and also met Dash and Grandpa Brandon and several other YouTubers too, as well as several other DoorDashers. Actually, I was wearing my British shirt last year at that event, and a lady came up to me, and she was from England too, so that was good. And she was a DoorDasher down in Oklahoma, I believe. Unfortunately, I cannot remember her name, and that's very bad of me, because we sat together for a while along with my wife and had a good old chat. But I don't know why I can't remember her name. But yeah, but there's several people out there to watch that are real good, and I'll put some links below for the people that I watch and enjoy watching on a regular basis, or as regular as I can be. I watched a lot of DoorDash videos when I was content creators when I was in the hospital recently. I was in the hospital nearly a month, just a few days shy of a month. I got a bad leg and foot infection. Didn't think that was going to be in there that long. The doctors first said, it'd be like 4 days or so. Most people were like 4 days or so. Well, mine was so for sure, because it went on for nearly a month. I had, I think, 4 or 5 different types of antibiotics. One thing called gabapentin, or gabapen, something like that. That put me on, I don't know what flipping cloud, but I thought I was going to come out of that and go, hey man, wearing tie-dye shirts and whatever. I was not on this planet, I can tell you. In fact, they put me on it one day and I was out of it. I had visitors come by and I didn't even know they were there. My wife said, you were just out of it. And then doctors or whatever put me on it the next day just to make sure that it was that I was having the reaction to. So I was at it again the next day. Oh, jeez. Anyhow, there were several vipping ones until they found one that actually brought the swelling down, etc. And oh, jeez, I never had so much medication. But I didn't have any allergies when I went in there. But that gabapen, or whatever it's called, apparently is on my allergy list. Whew, wow. And maybe so's Benadryl too, because they gave me that to help me sleep, because I don't really sleep, and I never have been slept that well. I'll get into a routine and then it won't last long, because I've always worked at night, but I've always carried on during the day at times. So sleep pattern is a bit flipping weird. The worst I ever did, or maybe the longest I ever did, was like 9 days on the trot when I was back home, and I was doing cab driving at night, and then I'd started a chauffeur company, and I bought a car to do the chauffeuring in. So I was like cab driving at night to pay for the bloody car that the fancy car that I'd bought to do the chauffeuring. And so I was working at night to pay for that car, and then working in the day to do the chauffeuring. And, well, 9 days on the trot finally catches up with you, because, wow, I fell asleep at a roundabout somewhere out in the country, not too far out of London. And it was like about 2 o'clock in the morning, I think. Again, I was like working night doing the cab driving. And this copper was not very happy when he pulled up alongside of me, banging on my window. Dirty shit woke me up. Anyway, so I carried on and moved on to a parking spot out there, and it was kind of a warm summer night then. And it was a warm morning at that time, as I recall, because I had the bloody sunroof open. Moonroof, I suppose you could call it at that time. Anyhow, I pulled over to go rest, and at that time we had radios in the car, so the dispatcher could get you on the radio on the two-way there. And oh crikey. Excuse me. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyhow, the dispatcher got on the radio. I suppose he was going nuts on there, but I was oblivious to that because I'd fallen asleep. I'd taken the seat back a bit and just gone. And then he just kept ringing my mobile phone. And so finally eventually I suppose I answered the phone. And he was going nuts trying to figure out where I was. And when I woke up, it was raining. It was drizzling. And the reason I found that out was because it was drizzling on me, because I'd left the roof open. And but even that didn't wake me up. I guess it was just the constant flipping bombardment of phone calls, I suppose, that finally woke me up and going off on the radio trying to get me. Anyhow, that was what 9 days of flipping being awake for did. But yeah, that wasn't the only time I fell asleep on the job, I can tell you. It was not the only time. Got some funny stories on that. In the middle of the morning when you're cab driving at night, I mean, I'd start like about... The shift normally was like 7 o'clock at night till 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, invariably they would... And at that time I lived outside of London. And so they would call me. Invariably, they would call me and say, "Ray, can you come in? Or can you just go straight to the airport and pick this person up?" So it'd be like about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It'd be, "Are you kidding me?" Okay. So, and then, it all started from there. And then it would be picking up people dropping off people. You pick someone up from their house, take them to the airport, or pick them up at the airport and drop them off somewhere near the cab office or whatever, to wherever they had to go. And then in the morning, we would get a lot of, or even later at night, we'd get a lot of BBC work. So we'd go up to Wood Lane or Bush House or wherever up in town and pick up from any of the BBC studios, which there was actually quite a lot of the BBC studios that we visited. And, we pick up some of the stars of the television, etc., and people that just work from behind the scenes as well. And drive them wherever they had to go. And, But yeah, a lot of people from the pubs and clubs and all that too. But anyhow, long hours can turn into a lot longer hours. So in the middle of the morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, when it's absolutely very quiet out, is when you could actually take a bit of a rest. Anyway, off a subject there, really. So, getting back to me. Leg is getting better. Thank you for all the comments on that and get well wishes, etc. It is getting better. I've had some problems trying to actually walk on it for a while. The hospital were helping me, and therapists at the hospital helping me to walk on it again. But I was very unsteady, and but then the hospital chucked us out all because of this bloody insurance crap. I tell you, I hate the way it's all done here with insurance and shit. It's complete and utter rip-off. It's the care at the hospitals is great for the most part. I wanted to go into the rehab at the hospital, but because they had like 3 hours of therapy a day, which I really wanted to do because I want to get working. I want to get it up and moving properly so I can get myself not be so dizzy or whatever with it all. And it was a struggle. It was really a struggle. I suppose with all the medicines and whatever else that I'd had, and you know, with the swelling in the leg and the foot and that, it was like I was creeping around like an old man and hunched over. It was, well, not a young bloke, but anyway, 59 now. Anyway, it was not fun. It was not fun. And I was unable to go into rehab after that, after leaving the hospital. Again, it's all down to the insurance and that. I will say that if you ever go to the hospital and you get the case, but always meet the caseworker, because the caseworker that I had, like I said in the previous video, I'm not sure if she was overworked or just a scatterbrain, but she certainly flipping seemed like a scatterbrain. But she had asked if she wanted to, if it was okay that she dealt with the insurance and that, and I went, sure, flipping do it. Don't do that. Always meet your caseworker, and have someone with you to meet the caseworker too. And insurance company. This year we'd unfortunately changed somehow, or got changed over to insurance company that is from my wife's works. I don't know how we changed over, but Aetna or whoever they are, so far a complete load of flipping shite, in my opinion. They have just been absolute flipping crap. So we'll be changing back again at the end of the year. In our experience, and bearing in mind my wife also has health problems, which is why I've ended up doing gig work, because I had to stop doing full-time work in order to look after her and get her to doctor's appointments, etc., because she needs a kidney transplant. And this new insurance company has certainly not made it very easy. But so if any of you are thinking about going to that Aetna or whatever they bloody call themselves, got AETNA, I don't know, complete load of crap. Anyhow, and yet it's still a bloody fortune to give them every month. I know it's better than paying the hospital bills, full bill for sure, but it's but like I said, I wanted to get into the rehab at the hospital. I didn't want to go to an external rehab because my wife had gone into a rehab, what they call skilled nursing or whatever, outside of the hospital last year. And now I will say that the therapists were really good at the rehab that she went to, and it wasn't with all of the people at that particular rehab, but it was not good. It was not good. Those places are just pure bloody profit. They don't really care about the people that are in it. And we've got that experience from other places too. We've got friends that are in a couple other rehab places, and those places are all show at the front. They make a great facade on the outside, and once you get through and into the back where the care's supposed to happen, well, that's where it all starts going down shit. Down it doesn't. It goes downhill. Whoops. It's not good. It's not good at all. And they do take an awful lot of money. Way too much money. But anyway, going back to DoorDash, etc., I'm planning on, I'm starting to walk a lot better now. I'm out every day trying to do something. Yes, I've slept quite a bit the last few days because, well, I haven't slept too well when I was at the hospitals, unless they put me on sleeping pills, but then they still kept waking me up, just like they do everybody there. As the doctor says, you don't think that you come here to rest and hope you can get better, do you? Well, yeah. I was hoping. But anyway, but no, they just keep waking you up and taking everything out your arm for the vampire flipping parties and stabbing you with flipping needles twice a day at least, for them ones in the belly. Oh, jeez, I hated him. And who knows what else? Who knows? But lots and lots of pills. I should rattle by now. But anyway, like I said, getting back together, starting to walk a little bit better. It hasn't been so humid here in Kansas City the last couple of days. Has that helped? I'm sure it has. But I'm hoping to get more strength and be able to walk around a bit more. When I came out of the hospital, yes, I used the cane quite a lot. I definitely needed it because I was still unsteady. And I won't say that I'm totally flipping out at that at the moment, but I haven't used the cane the last couple of days quite as often. I haven't used it at all today. So yeah, I'm hoping but I haven't had to walk that far. But I'm hoping that I'm just starting to get a bit more stronger, I suppose. What I'm going to be like on a delivery when I finally get into doing a delivery, who knows? I'm just going to have to be picky, I suppose, first of all, and just gradually get into it. But I want to get back to work, that's for sure. Anyway, so I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. And I've got a couple other videos to go up. But like I said, one was after the storm, I think, which I'll put up in the ride-along videos. There's just music on that one. And I put up a silly short one about a posh Tesla just a little while ago. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope all the gig workers, all the DoorDashers, etc. have been doing great, and hopefully you're all keeping in the cool and earning lots of money to at least warrant the time that you've been out. And also, are any of you going to the gig conference this year? It's in Denver, and I've considered going to it. Last year I didn't make my mind up until like the day before, and that was only because my wife had been thrown out of the rehab, and we had talked about it, and I said, well, do you fancy going to that? And she went, yeah, sure. So we went off down there, called Pedro, and off we went. And but this year it's in Denver, so I'm not sure. That one might be a bit of a trek, but we'll see. We'll see. It's only, what, 4th of August, I think that one is. Don't really have the monies for it, but we just have to see how it goes. And also, I've got a new piece of equipment to install in the vehicle that I will tell more about as it comes. I'm going to do a product review on it, and it's something that every Dasher needs. I think every Dasher needs, and I'll tell you more about that. It's I had one before, still not sure what happened to it, and yeah, I think every Dasher certainly needs this, and that's it, I think. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Cheers, ta-da.